My name is Hanno, and I am the writer, director, and producer of Elephants. Rewarding, challenging, and beautiful. Yeah, the other day, I can't say that. I think every day there's one line that sticks out when you hear it actually spoken by your actors. But for me, the most recent thing that comes to mind was last night when Kate and Lee are going to this soiree, and Lee has no interest in being there, and he basically tries to apologize to Kate, and he says, I'm sorry that I made you drink and break your sobriety last night.
Yeah.
And Kate responds and says, basically, you didn't make me do anything. I did it because I wanted to do it with you. And for me, that one just hits home because it just, I don't know, it just says a lot about how much a person can love somebody, and even if it's a detriment to themselves, they can continue loving that person. And I think that's a lot of what our story is about, is how love can be beautiful but also very painful. I think it ties into what I was just talking about, in the sense of basically just looking at love from a realistic modern perspective. I think a lot of romances end in sort of fairy tale light, and ours is left open. It's a bit more ambiguous, but I feel like it shows the highs and lows of a relationship, and that's, it's light on story, and it's heavy on character, and that's what I think we really just wanted to look at what a relationship feels like, especially in this day and age, when people are around it, and I think people are still searching for identity later and later in their lives. And our characters are 20-somethings, and they're having a tough time figuring out who they are individually, and they sort of dive into this relationship and think that the answer is each other. And I think you see that oftentimes in relationships, is people thinking that they need a significant other to be whole. And I don't have the answer. I don't know if they do or not, but that's sort of what we're trying to look at, I think, with this, is all that tied into a relationship. Our script is absolutely about nostalgia, and I think that these people they're absolutely right. They think that they basically love somebody who doesn't exist anymore, both of them, because by the end of the script they've both changed in different ways, but they're still trying to hold on to this person that they used to love. And so sometimes it works, sometimes people change together, and then sometimes they don't. And again, we left the ending ambiguous, just because it depends on, I think, the perspective, of the viewer who's watching it. Do you have that optimism of, well, maybe they'll change together and make it work, or not? So, thank you. On paper, my favorite scenes didn't always turn out to be my favorite scenes when we filmed, but I think one that surprised me was there's a scene, basically the midpoint of the story, where Kate and Lee are packing up everything, and they eventually, after it's a long scene, about 5 pages, and after they're chatting and just feeling so comfortable with each other, they get to the point where they decide, let's actually give this a chance and make it work. And on paper, it was fine. Not my favorite scene, but when we shot it, just the lighting and just the palette and the energy between the actors, I feel like that came out really, really, really strong. And then probably my favorite scene from paper to screen that was exactly what I imagined was the final scene where they're chatting outside in the back garden, and just kind of bringing up their memories of how they first met. And for me, it was straight off the page, and I feel like it did exactly what we wanted. I would just say to him that I am proud as hell. He and I have co-produced this, and obviously I've been directing on top of that. He's been acting on top of that, and a project like this doesn't work and come together unless you have everybody pulling as hard as the other person. And he's never slacked. And when I'm slacking, he picks it up and supports me, and vice versa. So I'm just proud as hell, and especially with his acting too. I've been working with him for about a year now on different projects, and this is it's a caliber above what I've ever seen from him. He's involved quite a bit for this role and through this role, and the work he's put into it is just, hopefully it shows on screen.
Yes, I'm sure it will.
It has been legitimately inspiring and also exhausting. but in the best way.